Okay. All right. I think I'm live, friends. All right. Hello, hello. I never getting used to the YouTube is what I am doing over here, you guys. So, okay, I see a few of you on. Hello, beautiful humans, and welcome, welcome, welcome. Feel free to say hello and introduce yourself as we wait a moment for everyone to hop on with us. You know, the one thing I do wish this YouTube did was it put the title of my thing up here so I knew what I was so I remember what I named this weekly wake up. So, hello, Tasha and Gail. I'm so glad you guys are here. So, today we're going to do some fun stuff on this beautiful weekly wake up. So, how is everybody feeling today? You know, I don't like to mask too much of my life and world with astrology because I sometimes feel like if you put too much weight into things like astrology, you can actually change how you're feeling. I think astrology often does affect us if there's something for it to affect, but I feel like it often also doesn't need to affect us if there's, nothing we're working through. But we have entered kind of a heavy eclipse season moment. And I know I've heard from a lot of people that they're feeling a little wonky. So anybody feeling that? Feeling a little wonky? Um, and when eclipse season happens, what's really happening is we're kind of being asked to really examine those places where we are putting our selves outside of ourselves. We're looking for our power, our purpose, our love, our being wanted, all of those things. We're looking for them outside of ourselves. And so sometimes that can help in eclipse season when you're feeling kind of off. Like, okay, where am I? What's getting to me? And they're usually our biggest wounds. So like for me, my biggest wounds are sex and money wounds. Always the biggest wounds. So you might be feeling those exhausted. Yeah, I do know feeling tired. And that's funny that you say that, the short-term memory, because that does that to me too. With eclipse season, I often I'm like, I can't remember stuff and things like that just because the energy is a little bit intense. So yeah. So keep that in mind as you're going through your days. And this is why we do our weekly wake up, this amazing, beautiful space where we get to kind of clear all this stuff out, right? We get to clear all this stuff out so that we can start feeling better. And so, since in our membership, we have still kind of been focusing around money and power, I kind of like to coordinate our weekly wake ups with this. So, we're kind of a little still focused on the money thing. And today, I really wanted to work on feeling safe around money. And so, as I was saying, with the eclipse and everything, it often brings up the areas really where we're not feeling safe, where we're putting our value in different things outside of ourselves. And when we want to change what's happening in our life, the first place we have to look is actually what feels safe to us. And if you guys are in our membership, I'm so excited for our virtual retreat this weekend. If you aren't in our membership, you can join the membership or you can join our virtual retreat. We're going to be doing a virtual retreat this weekend that's going to be completely just focused around sex, money, and power. And a lot of it is really about this kind of feeling safe, because when we jump in and we want to change our lives, I know I can't wait for the retreat either. It's so good, you guys. I wish I could, instead of leading the retreat, I'm like, can I hire someone to do this? Can I go through it? This is going to be so good. And I know when I do lead it, I go through it with you guys too, but in a different way. But a lot of it comes down to, does it feel safe to us? Does it feel safe to your nervous system? Does it feel safe to your DNA? Does it feel safe to your deepest level of belief? Does it feel safe for you to have these things you want? And the thing that's confusing about this, and especially with money, is we often think in our heads consciously, well, yes, of course, I would feel safer if I had more money, if I wasn't in debt, if I wasn't going to be, kicked out of my home, if I wasn't in this chaotic cycle. But that's not how the body works. The brain has this beautiful sense of logic. It can look at it and say, logically, it makes way more sense safety wise to have a lot more money. But your body doesn't look at safety like this. Your body looks at safety as, what do I know? What is familiar and what's not? And what's familiar is often the safest, and what's not is often unsafe territory. So you may be someone saying, okay, I'm ready to get out of debt. I'm ready to heal my money stories. It's going to be safer for me to be over here. But your body's like, no, we don't know what that feels like. Let's just stay here. This is safe. And safety can also be chaos. And safety can also be all sorts of different things that actually aren't what we want, that aren't logically something that actually feels good to us. Crazy, right? Because your body doesn't know. Having $10 versus having $1 million, that amount means nothing to your body. It's the feeling that gets cultivated around, when I have barely anything, how do I feel? Likely, if you're used to having barely anything, your body's actually going to feel okay. When you have a lot, your body might feel off, and then you just get rid of it. Now, I remember when we took our big first jump into money, where I had barely really had any of my own money. I had only ever had did I just go away? Am I still on? What the heck? It just kicked me off. Oh, you still see me? Okay. All right, I'm still on. It just came in and said I had to sign into my account to stay live, but that it's not letting me sign into my account. Okay, you guys can still see me? I'm still good? Okay, I can't see me because I have this big bar across my face, but you know what? It's fine. If you guys can see me, we're just going to keep on going and not worry about the black bar over my face. It's the eclipse. I look like an eclipse right now. I can only see half of the top, my eyebrows and my forehead. Anyways, so those of you that do this work with us, you know how this works. In order for us to start feeling safe, we have to cultivate a different feeling. And so I remember when I had that big jump, I had, guys, prior to 2020, when I finally started, actually 2019, really, when I started making money, prior to that, I had probably only ever had of my own money a couple $1,000s at a time. And then all of a sudden I started making, and it was little jumps at first, 5,000, 10,000, 20,000, 30,000, 40,000 in my bank account, right? And so those were little jumps and they felt pretty darn okay. And then all of a sudden, I went from having about $40,000 in my account to having $300,000 in my account in about a 2-week period. And I cried for about 2 weeks. I just cried and I cried and I cried and I cried. And now because I do this work, I knew what was happening. It was like my nervous system was re-regulating. It was like it didn't feel safe to have all of this money. And so it just all had to come out. And I just let it. I just let it until I felt safe with it. But at first, I didn't. I didn't feel safe with it. I felt like I was going to lose it all. I was going to mess it all up. I was going to be a different person. All these things. And this is very much, you guys, where the tapping comes in, the stuff we do on the weekly wake up, right? So that we can start getting out the stuff. And that wouldn't have even have happened for me if I wouldn't have cleared out a ton of other stuff, right? I had to clear out enough of that just to start to feel safe for it to come in. And then once it came in, there was even more to clear out so that I could really hold it. What often happens sometimes is we get that influx of money and we can't hold on to it. We can't steady it because we don't allow the rest of the emotions to come out. But don't worry. We're going to do some fun things today to really get that out and then really to work on co-regulating that nervous system to start feeling safe with just money in general. Because a lot of us just don't feel safe when it comes to money. We have a whole bunch of stuff around it. So I want to start this activity off with to just get into our mode of being able to get some emotions out around this and tapping. I want to start with a little activity. Now, those of you who are new, who might be brand new here, we use a form of tapping called the rapid relief technique. It's our proprietary technique. It's different than all the other tappings out there. It's different than EFT, similar points, but we speak much differently. And we use it as a clearing mechanism, not as a calming mechanism, but as a clearing mechanism. And so it's very simple. We just tap. If you want to know more about it, you can go to our website, human.com, and you can do our Rapid Relief Accelerator course, and it will teach it to you in more detail. But otherwise, it's pretty simple. You just do the tapping points, moderate pressure. You follow along with me. If you have the long nails, you can do it like this. When I have my long nails, that's how I have to do it. And you just repeat after me. But before we get into the tapping, I want to kind of take you guys on a little bit of a journey first. I want to take you on a journey of feeling into your nervous system and feeling how your nervous system actually feels about different things surrounding money. So not what your brain thinks, but how your body feels. Because often when I say, like, how does debt feel to you? You're going to say it feels comfortable. And we don't necessarily want your nervous system to feel comfortable with debt. How do you feel being completely out of debt? And we're going to kind of go through this exercise so you can get a little bit of a little picture of what your nervous system might be feeling when it comes to this. And a lot of our nervous systems are still very, very programmed from childhood, from what was your childhood like when it came to money. A lot of times people might have money, there might have been money, but was there still chaos around it? Was there still argument around it? There's a lot of stuff that we have to look at what was really going on here so that we can kind of remove that and then we can co-regulate to something new and then eventually self-regulate to our new understandings of it. And if you're in our membership and you're going to be doing our retreat, we're going to do a lot of this in the retreat. It's going to be really, really powerful so that you kind of redo your nervous system in these 2 days and kind of walk out like a new fantastic being. So I want you to just take a moment, take a couple deep breaths in. We're going to kind of get into this space and then we'll do a little bit of tapping. But take some deep breaths. Really relax into your body. Relax into your body. Really tune in internally to that nervous system of yours, to the innermost part, that driving force of your body, that nervous system. And I want you to really tune in to what money feels like to you. Does money feel free and flowy? Or does money feel chaotic and scary? And what does money feel? Because this is going to be whatever you're going to feel as you tune in, how money feels to you. This is likely going to be what actually feels safe to you when it comes to money. And so, like Jody said, there's always chaos and struggle in your childhood around money. So, feel into this. Does money to you still feel chaotic and struggly? Because if it does feel chaotic and struggly, it's likely that's actually your safe zone for money. You feel safest, most at home, when money's chaotic and struggly. And this is good to know, guys, because this is how we start really cleaning out that deep layer. So just take a moment. Now, how does debt feel to you? Does debt feel good? Does debt feel normal? Does debt feel comfortable? Does debt feel like useful? Does debt feel something you like to keep? Or does debt feel like something you just don't need, something you don't want, something you don't need to look at? Does debt feel permanent to you? Or does debt feel temporary to you? What words and feelings come up around money and debt? And so, Wendy, ask yourself, what does debt really feel like to you? If I feel into you, Wendy, I feel like debt to you feels useful, but like naughty. So, see, Amanda, debt feels permanent. So, to you, it feels like you're always going to be in debt because my guess would be if you feel like money only comes when you work really hard, it's like, well, gosh, if I want to get out of debt, I'm going to have to like work my way out of it. And I don't want to do that. See, so you guys see this? And so debt feels very heavy and permanent. Yeah, you have to fight for money. So I want you guys to see this because all of this is coming up for you guys. This is your safety zone. This is your safety zone right now. It doesn't matter what your brain thinks. It matters what your body feels. And right now for you guys, your body, all of this is what your body feels the best in. That's your worst enemy. When it's not, it can be a very useful tool if you know how to use it well. I know this work is fascinating, isn't it? So this is your safety zone. And so here you are wanting to create something different for yourself, but your body's like, oh, but this feels safest to me. And so let's start tapping on some of this. I'm scared of money because I need it and it's a struggle to get. So let's start tapping on some of this while we're kind of in this state. And then we're going to try to really reprogram our nervous system a little bit after we get out. So let's just start tapping while you're really in this state of tuning into your nervous system. And you don't have to repeat after me. If you don't know what to say, you can repeat after me. But if you're a OG with me here, you can feel free to kind of go into what your nervous system is telling you. Because in order to change the feeling, you guys, first we have to feel what's there. The only way to change a feeling is to feel. So we got to feel all that's in here. So, money. Money only comes when I work really hard. Money only comes when I work really hard. And that feels actually safe to me. That feels right. That feels right. That money only comes when I work hard. It's the truth. That it's a struggle to get money. That it's hard. That it's chaos. That I'll always be in debt. This is my truth. I feel safe in this. I don't want to be wrong about this. I don't want to be wrong. I hate being wrong. I hate being wrong. And if this isn't true, it means I'm wrong. It means I'm wrong. But oh my gosh, this feels so right. That money's a struggle. That's all I see in the world. It's so hard. And the people that have lots of money, so many of them work so hard for it. They sacrifice so much. And those people that just have money given to them, they're not happy. They're not happy. They're not happy. This is what I've known. This is what I've known for so long. This is what my body knows. This is what my family taught me. I'm sticking to it, man. I'm sticking to it. That money's hard. That feels right to me. That feels safe. That money is a struggle. That even when I have money, it goes away. I'm scared of money. I'm so scared of more money. Because if more money comes to me, it means I had to work hard for it. If more money comes to me, it means I had to struggle. If more money comes to me, it means I'm more in debt. And I don't want to be more in debt. I don't want to be more in debt. I don't want to struggle more. I don't want it to be hard. I don't want it to be hard. But it feels safe. It feels safe for me to be here. I don't know any other way. And any other way feels so scary. Debt feels scary. Making more money feels scary. Leaving my comfort zone, my safety zone feels so scary. This is what I know. I know lack. I know not enough. I know this. And it feels safe to me. It feels safe for me to be here. It feels safe for me to be here. I remember being a little kid and money was so chaotic. It was so chaotic. It was so hard. I watched my parents sacrifice so much. I watched them struggle. I watched there never be enough. And even when there was enough, and even if there was enough, even if there was more than enough, there was still always worry. There was still always fear. There was still always fighting over it. It just made me not want money. It just made me want money to just go away. I just wanted money to stay away from me because money always caused problems. It always caused problems between my parents. It always caused problems for me. It always causes problems in this world. Money causes all the problems. It's the root of everything that goes wrong. And I don't want a part of it. I want money to stay away from me. I want money to stay away from me. Money is bad. Bad things happen when you have lots of money. It's not good. It's not good. It's not good to have more money. It's not even good to be out of debt. Debt's like my anchor. It like makes me feel safe. I can't be who I want to be if I have debt. And that's good. Because being my full self isn't okay. Being my full self gets me into trouble. Being my full self isn't likable. Being my full self gets me punished. I'm a bad girl. I'm a bad girl. You're bad. You're bad. I'm bad. And if I have more money, I'm going to be able to be who I want to be. And if I'm who I want to be, nobody's going to like me. 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 And if they do like me, they'll just like me for my money. And if they do like me, they'll just like me for my money. They'll just hang around because I have money. And lots of it. They won't really like me. Nobody really likes rich people. Nobody really likes rich people. They just like them because they have a lot of money. People didn't like them before they had money. And then they got money and they got all these people that liked them. So money's just bad. I don't want those kind of friends. I want real people. And real people don't like money. Real people don't like money. But wait a second. I'm a real person. I'm a good person. And I keep telling myself I don't like money. I keep telling myself that I don't like money and it should go away. I keep telling myself that money isn't good and trying to convince myself that I'm not one of those money people. But what if I am? What if I am one of those money people? What if I am one of those money people that actually does love money? What does that mean about me? What does that mean about me? It means I'm gross. It means I'm disgusting. It means I care about money, and I don't want to be one of those people that cares about money. But what if this is all just made up? What if caring about money doesn't mean anything? What if caring about money meant I was a good person? What if wanting more money was the safest thing I could do for myself? What if welcoming in more and more money was the best thing for me? What if creating wealth beyond my wildest dreams is for me? What if creating wealth beyond my wildest dreams is for me? What if making, having, and spending money is actually safe? Is actually good? What if it was for me? What if letting go of all my debt was easy? What if debt wasn't bad? What if it was just something that was there? What if it was just another form of currency? Just like I have to manage money, I just manage my debt. What if it was just another form of currency? Just like money. And what if debt was just temporary for me? What if it was just something I used to expand my income? Every time I went into debt, what if it just tripled the amount of money I made and then that debt was just paid off instantly? What if debt was just a tool for me to expand into more money? What if my debt multiplied my income? And then I was in such an overflow that debt wasn't even a thing for me. That can be for me. That can be for me. Okay, I want you to take a deep breath in through the nose, out through the nose if you can. And now we're going to do a little co-regulating, repatterning kind of inner child work where I want you to visualize, if you can, being a kid. Say you're like 2 or 3 years old. And I want you to visualize a scene that would kind of define what you believe about money. Maybe your parents are arguing over money. Maybe you don't get to see your parents because they're working so hard. Whatever it may be. Maybe they're always in debt. Maybe, you know, maybe there is a bunch of money, but there's still arguments over it. Or, or there was a bunch of money and then it was gone. Whatever it may be, just visualize whatever's coming to you as a child about what was happening, what your nervous system began to feel like was safe and normal. And as you visualize this scene, I want you to see grown-up you come to this child. And grown-up you comes in front of this child and says to you, hey, this is not normal. This is not safe. This is not what you want to create for your life. Chaos around money does not need to be for you. Fighting around money does not need to be for you. Constant ups and downs around money does not need to be for you. Constant struggle to make more money, not for you. None of it for you. And I want you to grab that little child's hand and I want you to take her out that door of that house. And we're going to go across the street. And across the street is this big, beautiful, well-kept, just gorgeous house. That house just feels so good. And you're going to walk into this house, and there's just wonderful people in this house. And as you walk through this house, everybody is telling you a new truth for your nervous system. Did you know that money is so easy to make? And they just hug you. Did you know that money flows easily and freely in this world? And they hug you. Oh my gosh, did you know there's more than enough money for everybody to have all that they want? And you see these people in this house and they're just working beautifully together. They're laughing, they're growing. Someone says, oh, hey, does anybody have $20,000? And 4 people say, oh yes, here you go. Great, thanks. I'm going to go make us some more money with this. And they walk off. And your little childhood nervous system starts to repattern. It starts to believe that this is now safety. Having more than enough is safe. Being more than enough is safe. Having money is safe. Knowing that money can come easily is safe. Knowing that debt is a tool and is never permanent is safe. Feeling into these new things, saying anything that you need to repattern on that nervous system, feeling into my nervous system if you need to, where I feel safe and relaxed and free around money. I know that more and more and more and more is always coming. I know that money gets to be for me. I know that money gets to come in all different ways. It gets to come easily. It gets to come unexpectedly. It gets to surprise and delight me. I know that all the ways I desire to make money are ways that feel good to me, and they're sustainable. They don't feel like hard work. There may be work, but it's good work. It feels good to me. Feeling this come into your nervous system, feeling these new patterns, these new codings become your new safety. What's something that feels super safe to you? Is there a place in your house that feels safe? Is there a person that feels safe? And once you cultivate that feeling of safety, now bring in more money. Bring in more money from that place of safety. Now I want you guys to do one last little exercise with me. I want you to feel into your nervous system because we want to see what else is anything's there that shouldn't be there. I want you to feel into your nervous system now. If I were to hand you $5 million right now, how would you feel? Would you feel alive? Would you feel excited? Or would you feel scared, worried? Would you feel deadened inside? How would you feel? Be really honest with yourself, with how you feel in your body, not what your brain says. Do you feel deserving of it? If you don't feel deserving of it, why? Is it because you didn't do enough? Because that's not true. Money has nothing to do with any of that. Do you ever feel like you shouldn't breathe because you didn't do enough? No. So why is it different with money? Money should be able to flow to you just like air does. It's just a supportive resource in this world. It's just how we've chosen to be supported. It's just how we've chosen to be supported, just like we chose to have lungs and we chose to breathe in air. We chose to have money so that we could circulate it throughout this realm. You literally don't need to do anything for it. Just like you don't need to do anything for breathing other than breathe. With money, you just need to open up and receive. So how do you feel to just receive $5 million? Can you start repatterning your nervous system to feel safe around that? To believe that just maybe that could happen to you? That just maybe it could be yours? that just maybe receiving $5 million is the safest thing you could do for yourself? To be supported and taken care of for the rest of your days here? To have more than enough for the rest of your days here? That gets to be for you. That gets to be for all of us. Just breathing that in. Allowing that calm, that safety to take over. And then feeling yourself receive that $5 million with safety, with gratefulness, with thankfulness. Just because. Just because. Taking a few more deep breaths in and out. Seeing your bank accounts full and overflowing. That's your new safety. Full and overflowing. That gets to be for you. Giving your human a big hug. Loving yourself. And know this, you guys. It is safe to be who you're supposed to be. It is safe to welcome in all the money and to spend it how you want to spend it, to do with it what you want to do with it. There are no rules other than your rules. Remember that. I love you guys. I hope you enjoyed this. I hope this helped you kind of have a little more insight into your money magic. You are magic. You get to have everything you want, and don't you forget it. Have a beautiful, beautiful rest of your day. I hope to see lots of you this weekend in our virtual retreat. If that is something you're interested in, you can go sign up for it. It's going to be good. It's going to be more of this. We're going to get out all this gunk, and it's perfect during this eclipse season to do it right now. We got the energy working for us. All right, beautiful humans, have a beautiful rest of your day. I'll see those of you in our membership tomorrow on the Daily Dose. Otherwise, I'll see you guys next week, and I'll see you at the retreat. Bye. Oh man, I can't end this without signing in. Maybe if I just exit out, it will end it. Ay, ay, ay.